really quickly. Okay. There's a few things that I need to do really quickly. Okay, there's some patterns here. Some ones that I think I need, what I have there. I have fabrics all over the place, right? All over the place. In fact, I have fabrics even behind me that I need to put back in its space. I did some rearranging. Uh-oh, don't fall. Because I have some fabrics that I need to, I've been rearranging. So this area is not in it's not as nice and neat as I would like it to be right now, but I need to use it anyway. Okay, I rearranged some things, but I am making a scrub top, a male scrub top, another hubby scrub top, and I'm using this fabric right here. Okay, it says military fabric: courage, honor, valor, respect, united we stand, land of the free, strength, USA, proud to serve. And that's what I'm using for this one. Now, I made quite a few of these tops for hubby. I'm going to show you really quickly. I'll go through them. I think y'all have seen them before. This is Army. Okay, this one, he's a fisherman, so this is a fisherman, right? And he's a Cowboys fan, so this is the latest one. I just sewed this one up for his birthday. So I think I did this in April. Okay, his birthday is in March. No, yeah, his birthday is in March. My son's in April. Okay, so I did this after my son's birthday. So March, April, maybe May. Okay, just May. I did this one. This Cowboys one I did quite a few years ago. Okay, and this fisherman one I did maybe about 2 years ago at this point. It's another fishing fabric, and I embroidered the pocket to say I'd rather be fishing. And he loves them all. Now I'm gonna tell you there's some things I like about them, of course, because they came out perfect, but there's some things that I don't like about them that I want to change, but he loves them. Okay, he loves them. So this one, all those are basically all the same. I don't think I made any changes from one to the other, just the different fabrics. Some I embroidered on the pocket and some I did not. But this one, I'm thinking about embroidering on the pocket, maybe putting like some USA or something on the pocket, which if I do that, then it will be done in just white fabric. So I have some white fabric over there. I have some up there. I'm not sure about that portion yet, but what I am sure about is how I want to change this shirt a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to get a piece of paper so I can draft it and show y'all what I'm talking about, okay? I hope I have a pen close by. So y'all can tell, look, I use this tablet for my gardening, for my sewing, pattern designs, ideas. Let me grab a pen. Do I have one nearby? Yeah, see. No, that's my fabric pen here. I should have one in here. Let's see here. Y'all know I have sewing machines down here, and then I have my sewing machines upstairs. I'm downstairs. I haven't been down here in this area in quite some time, except to come and grab fabric, and and so that's why there's some things I bought to make Leaky Leak something for his birthday. I was gonna do him my grandson a quilt, but I decided that why, like if I make him a small quilt now, when he become grown, it'll be small. So I decided I'm gonna make him a quilted jacket, because I still want to quilt something for him. So I'm gonna make him a jacket, a winter jacket, but I'm gonna quilt it. And don't quote me on that, because my mind keeps changing, y'all. My mind keeps changing, okay? I bought stuff to quilt, and then in the midst, I keep thinking, I want something for him that he gonna have for a lifetime. Maybe pass down to his kids. So I don't need a new piece of paper, because I run out of paper so quickly. Yeah, so what I'm gonna do on the shirt, right? On where I'm gonna make some changes. I'm gonna make 2 major changes. So right here at the pocket, right? He likes a pocket because his work scrubs that they give him, because they do give, when you're a worker, they give you scrubs, right? It has the company logo on it, things like that. When they give him, they have no pocket at the top. Usually they have 2 pockets at the bottom, right? And so when I noticed that his scrub tops that he wear, the work ones, don't have a pocket, I said, hey, babe, I noticed the ones they give you at work don't have a pocket at the top. I said, you okay if I don't put the pocket at the top? And he said, no, I want the pocket at the top. I said, what you used it for? He says that's where he clip his pins. And I do make a slot for the pin, and I'll show you that. Let me take one off the hanger. So here, I know you can't tell the pocket because it's the same fabric, but there's an area right here that's separate from the rest of the pocket where he could put his pin. And his there's another gauge, but look, the equipment at the job has changed. He used to have to hold the blood pressure cuff thing, and the thing that go in his ear to listen to the heart and all that. He used to have that in his pockets, but those things are electronic now, right? It's this big stand that stands there. Because I asked him about that. He said, no, those things are electronic now, so he don't have to have that in his pocket. But he do, hubby buy pens, specialty pens. I'll be thinking, I'd steal pens. And listen, I know the word steal is not a good word, okay? But what I mean by that is, if you hand me a pen to sign, for some reason, I automatically never give it back to you. Now, I don't know why that is. They're not special. It's nothing expensive. It's nothing great about it or nothing. It's just a habit that I noticed that I have. And the only reason I notice is because when I go in my purse to look for something, I notice I'll have these pens. I'm like, where do I get all these pens from? And I realize, okay, the doctor's office. When I go in and sign in, for some reason, I take the pen and drop it in my purse. Okay, but hubby buy pens. Okay, I'm not against him buying pens, baby. Okay, he make the money, let him do what he want. Okay. I just wonder why he's spending $20, $30 for some pens. Oh, Lord, I could buy some fabric with that money. But anyway, that's besides the point. That's me being a little selfish. Okay, and I'm going to get out of them ways. Anyway, okay, so what I decided, where did I put the shirt? Okay, so what I decided to do on the shirt, right at the pocket, I am going to keep the pocket. Right, I'm gonna keep his pocket, but right on side of the pocket. Okay, y'all see, I'm gonna keep this pocket. I'm gonna also split it down the middle, on the side for a pin, like I normally do. Y'all not gonna be able to see what I'm talking about on here, so I'm gonna draw it. Okay, so say this is the pocket. I don't need a new piece of paper to do this. Okay, y'all should be able to see it right in this area. So the pocket is, it's not a square, but it is more of a triangle, right? It's a little longer than it is wider, okay? And then I have a little split here, right, for the pin. Y'all see that? But right here on this side, right here like that, I'm gonna make that a zipper pocket. I wanna make that a zipper pocket where it zips like this, right, from top to bottom, where he can slide his phone inside the shirt if he want, okay? That's what I want to do. I want to put a zipper right there. So he'll have this pocket, and then he'll have a kind of like a hidden pocket right there. And there's another thing I want to do. At the bottom of the shirt, okay? What do I mean by the bottom of the shirt? At the bottom, at the hem of the on the front, right underneath, I want to put a piece of this type of fabric. Where is it? I purchased some here in different colors for him to be able to wipe his eyeglasses. Like, let's say he's at work and he just need to wipe his eyeglasses. I want to put a piece of that fabric in this area where he can just lift up his shirt and wipe his lenses off and keep it pushing. Okay. I thought of that because I saw somebody with a shirt like that. It was more of a kind of like one of the men's shirt that's very active outdoors and things like that. Hubby fishes, but with these shirts, he just go to work, okay? These are scrub tops. Now, they are nice scrub tops, and everybody always asking him where he get them from and things like that, right? And he tell them my wife makes them. And then they want to call me and ask me. And then they want me to sell them a scrub top for the same price that they get from, like, Walmart. And I can't do it, baby. I can't do it. The fabric costs more than the shirt you buy from Walmart. Walmart scrub tops might be somewhere around $20. I paid more than $20 for this fabric, okay? And I'm not even joking about that. And if y'all need to see the receipt, let me know, because it's over there, baby. It's over there, okay? This fabric was something like, because, you know, when you buy the Cowboys fabric, the Army fabric, and things like that, those are licensed fabric. If you don't believe me, it'll say it right here. Okay, licensed fabric. Now, if I get one that's not licensed, then of course it doesn't cost as much. But the licensed fabric is anywhere from like $14 to $19 per yard. And I need more than 1 yard, okay? I need, at least for this shirt, I need 2 1/4 of a yard. And actually, I need more than that because I'm going to change it up a little bit. What you hear, I'm going to add a pocket inside the pocket. But I don't need the same fabric. I could use another fabric for the inside of the pocket, okay? And what else? Yeah, I can't make you a scrub top for $20, okay? I cannot do it. Now, I do have a pattern that I have a basic pattern. Where is it? That I partially designed. Okay, here's the pocket. It helps me make the pocket perfectly square. Okay, I cut this out. I cut the fabric out and I fold it around. You'll see how I do that possibly today or tomorrow on the second part. Okay, but it helps me make the perfect pocket square. Okay, and those pocket squares are nice. And then I end up with 2 patterns. Okay, I've never used the pattern itself, but I'm not sure if I want to. I just got this pattern, like when I purchased some doll patterns. So I never really used this pattern before. It's a used pattern that I bought from somebody. Because I was thinking about making him a jacket, like that. That's the doctor's jacket. But he told me his jackets, I don't know if it's true or not. Because hubby, the men don't really ask. They just do what everybody do. I wanted to make him a Cowboys, but he says they need to be white. And I said, well, I do have the white fabric with the Cowboys written on it. Like this woman, right? That is the jacket. This is the shirt. Okay? I want to make him like a jacket. He told me no, he didn't want one. So, okay, cool. And he don't want me to make him pants because hubby, like, I told him I wasn't going to make the pants like these. He don't like them scrub pants. He don't wear that. Okay? And I said, babe, I'll make you some pants like the ones you like. That's the good thing about you having a wife that sews. You don't have to be like everybody else. Whatever you like, I'll make it for you. Okay? I don't know. And I haven't made them because if he going to tell me no, then cool. As long as he give me money to buy more fabrics, okay? That's all I care about. So the reason I'm thinking about, so let me tell you, I'm not sure if this that pattern or not. Yeah, this is that pattern. Okay, I never used it because I think last time I was making this top, I was going to use it. That's why it's cut out. But there's something about the pattern that I didn't like. And what it is was the way they wanted me to do the V-neck. Okay? And the way they wanted me to do the neckline, they want me to just turn it and sew it. But I like to put a placket to give it a clean edge. Let me show you what I'm talking about. And when I notice his ones at work, they use bias. They use bias on theirs, but I use a placket. So I can show you the inside of all of them. This is the inside. It's neatly done. The fold is really nice. And I made a V-neck. And the V came out really nice. See it? But on theirs, they want me to take the fabric without this portion, and they want me to just fold it and fold it. And I'm like, I don't like that. Okay? Yeah, I ain't like that. So now, what I decided to do, hubby's shirts. Hubby, this is like an extra large. Hubby is small, y'all, but he's tall. He's a tall man. And because he's tall, I always have to make him things. If I follow a pattern, I do have to go to the larger sizes. But since I know how to draft patterns, right? I got into the drafting of my own patterns and things. I don't need a pattern, to be honest, at all. I don't need a pattern, but so what I noticed is his shirts are boxy, and that's because I didn't put a separate sleeve. Just like this pattern, there's no separate sleeve portion. Now, it's easy that way. It's really easy. That's how most of them are made. I really don't like it too much. Now, he loves it. But let me tell you what happens when I call this I call it a homegrown sleeve. In other words, you cut the sleeve out with the pattern. And here you'll see it here. See this portion see how this is the shoulder, zoop, zoop, and then this is the sleeve. And then it comes, you see, so the pattern piece have a grown in sleeve, which make this very easy. What I don't like about it is when I see him lift up his arms. Imagine this, and he lifts up his arms. The whole shirt lifts up. Now, it's long enough. He loves it. He actually likes it, right? I'm trying to compare it against the ones that they gave him. Or I don't know if hubby have purchased any scrub tops because they give them at work. But don't quote me, okay? He's been in the medical field for a very long time. He may have used to buy them. I don't know, okay? But the ones with his company's logo on it, of course, they give them. Okay. Now, the good thing about this pattern is that it's only 2 pieces. I love it. Now, if I draft the one like I'm thinking about, I'm gonna need, if I decide to separate sleeve, I'm gonna need a sleeve pattern. I'm gonna need the front and the back. That's 3 pattern pieces. And then my pocket is 4. Because wait, this pattern comes with 3 pieces. Front, back, pocket. And the one I'm gonna do is gonna be front, back, pocket, zipper pocket, and what else I said I wanted? Oh, and sleeve if I decide to make a sleeve pattern. Okay. So I haven't decided on the sleeve portion yet. But if I do the sleeve that way, I am going to need more fabric, which I don't think I have. Okay. Not of this fabric. But that's okay, because listen, the good thing about making your own items is that you can make it the way you want. An example of that is this one here. Is it this one? Yeah. So this scrub top, I did not have enough I didn't have enough fabric. Like I said, for his size, I think it said I need one of the threads, Camilla's on his embroidery. But it told me I needed, I don't know what it told me, but I didn't have enough. So what I decided to do was take some black fabric to put here and at the neckline. Okay, and I made it all just flow. And if I didn't tell you that, you wouldn't even know that that's what happened. Okay, and it wasn't this same pattern that, like the one that I'm showing you now. This says Simplicity 8088. I've never used this, but I did use a pattern to make this, and it was a new look. It was a new look pattern, but don't ask me where it's at, baby. Don't ask me. Okay. I wasn't keeping up with pattern pieces back then. Okay. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I was missing like a part or two, a piece or two. I don't know. So I have used the patterns for that in the past. I've never drafted. The only portion I drafted of this was the neckline, which I have somewhere. Here it is. Here's my drafted piece of the neckline. Neckband. Okay. Yeah. And I wanted it to be with this pattern, so I wrote everything on it. So anyway, let's get to it. Let's get to it, baby. Let me show you how simple this is as far as cutting things out. Okay. Look like, wait a minute. Is this 8088? Yeah, 8088. What is that? I'm not sure what piece that is. Look like they do have a neckband to 8088. I don't know. Do I have instructions to 8088? Like I said, some of this is see, because this is a Butterick, this is a Simplicity, and most of my pieces that I got was from New Look. Okay, so it looks like I have a little bit of everything from everybody. Okay, that's okay. You could do it that way if you want. And this is that microfiber stuff that hubby likes and that he uses to wipe his glasses with. So I'm not sure which one of these I'm gonna use, but it's not gonna be the whole thing. It'll be a small square, and I'll put it in the bottom. Okay. Now let's get to it, because I do have to make a couple pattern pieces. I have to figure out the zipper portion of the pocket. I'm going to do some explaining of what patterns look like. Patterns have pieces on them. See, there's some little circles. I know it might confuse you if you never used a pattern before, but it's really simple. Those are just placement areas. Let me give you an example of what I mean. Is this the front? Yes, this is the front. Let me see, where did I put that one piece that I made? No, I have to move some. Okay, so when you see circles like that, that's placement, okay? So I'm going to switch this up a little bit. Give me a second, y'all. Y'all might be able to see that better. Let me give you a better, I'll put you on a tripod instead of, okay. So this is the front piece, and you cut the front piece on the fold. And what'll happen is when I cut it on the fold, the fabric will be folded. I'll cut it out. And then when I open it, it'll be the whole front, right? What happens on the right side of your body is the same thing that happens on the left side of your body. I will do that with the front piece and the back piece. The reason the front and back piece are separate on this type of pattern is because of the neckline. That's how most things are. The neckline in the back is always different than the neckline in the front for the most part. Not always, because I shouldn't have used the word always. Ladies, y'all know how we might have a V in the back and in the front. Those are where they could use the same piece in the front and the back. Okay? So that's the only reason why they have a different piece for the front and the back. Is simply because of the neckline. Okay? So if I was drafting this, I'll draft directly on the fabric. I would have the V in the back, but I wouldn't have a back piece separate from the front piece. I would have the same piece, except when I go to cut out the back piece, I would just cut a circular, a little, piece out for the back, for just your neck to fit in. Okay? When you see circles like this, let me show it to you. When you see circles like this, there's one here and there. That's for placement. So remember, this is my pocket, and this is my pocket piece, and it tells me to put my pocket piece from here to there, like this. And it should fit perfectly. It's not fitting perfectly now, because this is the piece I cut out, but when I fold in the edges, then it's going to fit perfectly within those two. So this end will be right on that circle like that. And this side will be right on that circle like that. And so that tells you that's where you put your pocket. And that's all that is. And there's some down here. And remember I told you that I think on this pattern, is this the Butterick? No, this is Simplicity. On the shirt, see, it has pockets at the bottom as well. See? But hubby said he don't like those. He don't care for them. So he only cared about the top one. Okay? So those are for, and if I'm making an extra large, the pocket will fit from here to the extra large. And if I'm making the large, it'll go from the large. I think this is Simplicity. So I'm assuming, is this the, yeah, this one. I'm assuming that there's other pieces in here, which they are, they have different sizes, because this one says it goes from extra small to extra large. Wait, but no. This is just a large, extra large. This is size BB. And I think this piece is from this. It does say, does it say Simplicity? Yeah. So that's from this. I don't know how I got that from this. I don't remember that. Oh, yes. The last time I tried to use it, I didn't use it because they wanted me to fold the top. Okay, I do remember now. Like I said, I have the Butterick, which I do have. I've never used it. It was something about this one I didn't like also. I don't know what, though. Okay, I'm not sure. But I'm not sure why. What was different about this one? But the one that I did use is New Look. Okay, so I probably got a New Look piece up here too. I don't know. I think this came from New Look. Okay. Anyway, what am I saying when I say that? I'm saying that New Look, Butterick, well, it don't matter who the pattern is by. They the same. Okay, they're the same. And I'm also telling you that even if you go to the expensive pattern maker, which is what is it called? I have maybe one or two of those in my buying pattern days. I forget the name of it. What it we have Butterick Simplicity. That's another one, and it's a more expensive. I'm talking about expensive pattern. I'm talking about whoo, lordy baby, and they're the same patterns. The difference is in that expensive one, they always have you do a lining. And the lining is the same pieces. There's no difference from if I put a lining in anything, you would use the same piece to make the lining. You're making the piece twice for the inside piece and the outside piece. And people don't seem to know that. Okay? But that's how simple it is. And so the difference between the lining, it depends on how you do the lining. There's a simple way that I show people how to do the lining is the difference between my lining piece and my outside piece with that. I would make the lining piece maybe 2 inch shorter in length. So when I sew them together, it will automatically create a fold at the bottom. And it'll be so neat and so nice. Oh my God, it'd be so nice. Okay, I do have some things like that I made usually normally for the children, my grandson and things like that. Okay, I don't have, the only thing I've ever made for hubby really is some shorts, hats, bucket hats and bags and his scrub tops. That's it. Okay. When I try to make him other things, he's like, oh, no, it's okay. Well, he don't say it like that, okay? No, hey, babe, you listening? I apologize. No, he don't say it that way, y'all. He just tell me no, it's okay. Okay, he tell me no, it's okay. So let's get to it. Let's get to it, baby. It's simple. Okay, what I'm gonna do is, so I do have to kind of draft a few things, but I don't need to draft it out on paper because remember I'm making a zipper pocket on the side. Where is the fabric? Wait, oh, it's right here. It's sitting under the shirt, okay? Here's the fabric. You want to make sure, I need to move some things out the way, but okay, so I have I know I have 2 yards. I think I bought 2.5 yards, I think. Okay, don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. Okay. Now, every size is going to be different, but your width of your fabric is important because your width has to be the pattern piece width, right? Let me give you an example of what I mean. If I put the pattern piece on here and it was too short, like it was not wide enough, right? If it wasn't wide enough, then I wouldn't be able to cut the pattern piece out, you see? And you wouldn't want to cut it out this way because then the words would be going the wrong direction. And you need to know the width and the width of the fabric and how it runs. So normally, let me see. Normally on a pattern piece, it'll tell you what direction to cut. Okay? And this symbol here, see that? That symbol, that symbol is the cut on fold symbol, but it also tells you which direction to cut. Okay? Because normally if this wasn't a cut on fold, it would have an arrow still going this direction. Okay, and it would be go this direction, that direction, which would tell you to cut it this way. Okay, so that's how simple. Now let me tell you what is important and not important, because some people get confused. I see a lot of women who do videos, sewing videos. They don't know what they're doing when they deal with patterns. But I understand why they don't know what they're doing, because they don't know much about patterning, right? They don't make patterns. Because if they did, they wouldn't have to buy them, right? So this line here, there's a line, and it'll usually tell you. It's not telling me. I don't know why it should tell me, but it's not. But I guess they want me to know, which I do, right? I do know. There's lines where you shorten the shirt. Now, if you don't know that, you would think you could shorten. You would think you could shorten the shirt at the bottom, but you cannot do that at the bottom. You can shorten it at the bottom too, but you cannot just shorten it at the bottom if you have a shorter torso, right? Hubby is tall. He's tall. In fact, I'm going to lengthen this, and I'm going to take a lot of, I'm going to bring this to a size medium, right? Okay, sorry about that, y'all. My son just called me, okay? Now, let me tell you, I hope y'all can hear me now. I'm not sure if the sound came back. But this is the thing, right? This is so our am I pronouncing it right? Torso, right? Our body, our upper body, chest, all of that area, right? Some people have a shorter one and some people have a longer one, right? And that's why drafting your own patterns is good, because like I can fit, let's say, I'm a thicker woman, I'm a curvy woman. I could wear an extra large, but I wouldn't be able to wear hubby's extra large, right? Because he is 6'4", 6'5", and I'm only 4'11". So even though I'm larger than him, right? I'm not taller than him. So there's a line, and they don't have it on here, but maybe it's written in the pattern. I don't know. I hope so. It tells you that this is the waistline. But suppose my waistline is not that long, or if my waistline is longer. And so for those who have a shorter waistline, you would split this right here, and after you take your measurements to see how far down from your shoulder to your waist, right? From your shoulder to your waist, you will measure that on yourself, and then you would measure from the shoulder of this pattern piece right here down as far as it is from your shoulder to your waist, and then you will mark wherever that would be, and then you would take this portion up here, and you don't have to split it if you're shortening. You could just fold it to where that would be. You see, that's what you would do if you're shortening. But if you're lengthening, then that's when you have to split it. You would cut in the middle, and if your waistline is longer, you would put a piece of paper underneath to, so you can put these two back together, but you would have 3 pieces now. And you would put a piece there, and you would tape this part farther down, okay? So I do see a lot of women who, they making their own clothes, and they never fit them. They'll say, oh, well, I wish I would have made my sleeve longer. They'll say, oh, I wish it's short in my midriff area. They'll say that they're shorter in that area, but they keep making items over and over and over and over and over again, saying the same thing. And I'm like, if you know this, then why aren't you making adjustments on your pattern? And then there's another woman. She's so nice. She's making lots of clothes, but she is adjusting everything. She's like, oh, my shoulders is shorter, so I have to adjust it. And oh, and this is longer, so I have to adjust it. And so I asked her, whoa, like all those changes you make, it seems like you know how to measure your body. Seems like you know. Why are you even using a pattern? And so what I concluded is that these people get paid by the pattern companies, right? Simplicity or whomever. They're paying them to have us use their patterns, and they are tricky with it, because they'll say, oh, I'm going to show you how to hack the pattern. But what do you mean how to hack the pattern? What is that? What does hack a pattern mean? Like you really truly just made a new pattern. like you know what I mean? So you really truly just made a new pattern and all, and look at what this pattern piece is, y'all. It's your shoulder. So I can show you how to draft the pattern right now. Anybody have their measurements, I can show you how to do that. You don't need this at all. This is ridiculous. Look at this. That's the pattern piece. It has your shoulder, your y'all can't see it from there. It has your shoulder piece up here. The reason this shoulder is so wide because it goes into a sleeve. Remember I told y'all this is a homegrown sleeve on it. But normally your shoulder will be something like anywhere from 4 inches. Men might be up with 6 inches, okay, across, depending on how broad their shoulders are. Ladies, we don't have our shoulders not that. We would go from one shoulder to the other shoulder, measure that, and then divide it by 2, because you got 2 shoulders, right? You went from one shoulder to the other, and then you would, that's the number. Mine is usually about 4. Okay, so I would go 4, and I will mark 4, and I will go straight down to about here, and then I, of course, make a sleeve there. If it's homegrown, I would do 4, and then decide how long is my sleeve. If I wanted a long sleeve, I would bring it out to make a long sleeve, and one short, it'll be short like this. This is simple, and I'm not understanding how these people who are on YouTube making lots of money sewing haven't concluded what to do, how to do it without a pattern. And they're crying about the pattern companies going away. They're crying. It's so many videos. Oh, the big 4. Oh, the big 4. And I'm like, who cares about the big 4? And they're like, oh, sewing gonna go away. The big 4 haven't been around that long. And even when it was here, it wasn't. These people did not make money the way they make money today with people buying patterns. Patterns used to be 25 cents. Listen, I seen patterns with a nickel on them, a penny. Used to cost a penny. And most people wasn't using patterns. Okay? My grandmother used to pattern her own stuff. My aunt, everybody in my family, I've never seen a pattern. Like, I had never seen a pattern until, I don't even think when I was home ec, I don't remember us having, yes, we did. We did. Home ec. That's where they showed me a pattern. We made an apron. I think it was a pattern. Okay? I don't know if we drafted the pattern or if we, because I didn't buy no pattern. So we must have drafted that pattern. I ain't have no money to be buying no patterns. Okay? Anyway, so I don't know when patterns became a big thing, but I'm not saying they never was around, okay, in the last 50 years. But what I am saying is that the generation before me, they wasn't using a lot of patterns. Okay, that's why even when you see the pattern pieces, there's no instructions in them. Okay, back then, they don't have no instructions. You had to know what to do. Okay, here we go, y'all. Let me get to it. So I don't need to iron it, because it's already, now to be honest, I used to, and mostly I still do, pre-wash my fabric. I pre-wash my fabric. But what I've learned is that since when I make hubby shirts, they can use a little shrinkage. It'll be okay with a little shrinkage, okay? Yeah. Now, I noticed that I use like a couple of inches every time I wash my fabric, pre-wash my fabric. And I have to go in and I can either stitch a line to prevent that from happening. Or one time I glued all that fabric. Oh my God. I put some glue all along and then I washed it. No, I'm not doing that anymore, okay? That was time consuming. Some fabric, 100% cotton, do shrink when you wash it. Okay, so if I knew I was making this exactly to his measurements, like if I was tailoring it to his body, then I would pre-wash it. But this is large on him. Okay, So I'm not going to pre-wash it. I'm not going to pre-wash it. And of course, the inside of my shirts look just as good as the outside of my shirts. So I don't have to worry about that unraveling or anything like that. So let's get to it. Anybody have any questions, comments, suggestions? There's a couple of pieces I want to cut off first, but I don't think they should be that important. I'm going to cut the neckline portion on the bias. And I think that was what's going on with this pattern. That pattern. It was something about that pattern that I didn't like. And it was something, and it had to do with the neckline. I think they may have a piece, but I think the problem was they didn't suggest I cut it on the bias. They were just like a straight piece. And I was like, oh no, I'm not doing that. Okay. And that's not a good idea. Okay. Now, this tells me to cut on the fold. So I would just simply put it on the fold. I have a little overage. And then I would pin it down, or I do have some weights to weigh it down. And what happens when I cut it on the fold and I open it up, right here it's going to be connected. That V going to be cut out, right? And it's going to be connected, and it'll be the full front. And then I would then work on that. Okay, that's what I would do. I'm not going to show y'all me doing that because that's going to take a minute. And this is a live. Okay, I'm okay with sewing live so y'all can see me actually sewing. I don't think y'all want to see me cutting out. Okay. If y'all do, I'll make a video that you can watch. Okay. So, and that's the front. The back piece is basically the same thing you would do. Put it on the fold and then cut it out. And then the pocket, to make sure I have enough for everything. I'm trying, like something saying, go and wash the fabric first. But I'm not going to do it. I think it was a waste of my time. Usually I would. And I do have a few other fabrics here, but see, I bought some fabrics for my grandson to make him a quilt. Okay, he liked monster trucks, and his favorite color is orange. So I got more of that in this, and then I was going to use this on the back. So I was going to make him what is it called? A rag quilt. Make him a rag quilt. I'm still up in the air with a rag quilt. Okay. I was going to make him a rag quilt. This was going to be the front with some of these pieces, right? I was going to use like square this, square that color, that color, that color, and that color. And then this will be the backing piece to the quilt, which it has like a trust in the Lord and stuff like that, which my grandson, he been asking me questions about God and the devil. And I'm like, okay. I say, well, since he know a little something about it like that, let me, I don't mind. I'm really thinking about making his quilt. Okay. But then I was thinking I could quote something and make him a jacket. I seen the nicest quilt jacket with the same fabrics. I will make and then make him a jacket that he could wear for a few years. I think he would love it. But then one will be for a long time. And one is only going to be as long as he can wear it. And I'm like, I don't know. And maybe I'll have people vote on that. Okay. I make him a jacket that he could use for until he's about 7, 8, which means it'll be oversized. what they call them, puffer jackets. Make it like a puffer jacket, you know, which is even better than a quilted jacket, maybe. But it still have the patchwork. I don't know. I'll come up with it. Any questions, comments, suggestions? Anybody? Y'all want to see me do anything? You won't rip the cigarette right now. I double dare you. You won't rip what? A cigarette. I don't have no cigarettes. We don't smoke, baby. Hey, Rob. Who got a cigarette? I don't know nothing about no cigarettes, baby. We don't smoke in the house, honey. We don't smoke at all. I don't think any. Listen, I have some adult children that I know every once in a while they used to smoke that yang yang, right? That marijuana, okay? That Mary J. But they stopped smoking. How do I know? Because I don't smell it on them anymore. But they never was able to smoke it in my house. Okay? They lucky I didn't kick them out when they walk through my house smelling like it. We don't do that. Okay? We don't do that here. Now, anybody have any questions, comments? Y'all want to see me do any of this stuff? Because I have a lot to do. Okay? I have a lot to get done, baby. I got a lot to get done. I'm looking for hubby's. I knew it was down here. I need to find his DD. Look at this thing. This thing is old as hell, y'all. That's what they gave us with our marriage license in it. Look, it's falling apart. Look at me and hubby, y'all. That's right before we got married. Okay. Yes, that's why he married me. And this is our official, as you can see. See what that said on there? State of Louisiana, baby. You see that? You see that? That's our official marriage license. Okay? You can see that's my address. I was at Fort Leonard Wood. Okay? And he was at Fort Leonard Wood. And of course, but I'm from Louisiana. And we got married in Louisiana. And this is our marriage license. And for those of you who don't know the year, let me show it to y'all real quickly, because I'll be forgetting the year too. Okay. There it go. February. This is when it got certified. February 13th, 1991. That's when we went and got the license. But we got married on February 14th, 1991. Y'all add that shit up and y'all tell you how many years we've been married, okay? Because I know sometimes I'll be like, it's been about 45 years. Okay? I'll be like, it's been forever. It's a whole lifetime. Some of us should have died and came back. We still married. God, you know. But there you have it. And apparently I had a picture in here. I don't know why, but we'll put that back in there. I think hubby had that picture in there to remind him why he married me. Every time he wanted to get a divorce, he pull out that picture. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the stream. Listen, this is part one. I kind of explained to you how to cut your pieces. I hope the pocket is just a basic square, right? It's best to make a piece that has some substance. And when you cut your piece out, you'll wrap it around. That's how I'm going to get them perfect edges. I do have a video already, should be on this channel, showing you how I did that. I think it was part 2 that's missing of the same shirt. Okay, I did record it, but I never posted it. Not on this channel. Okay, I had another channel where I posted both of them. On this channel, I never posted it. So when I do the sewing portion, which is part 2, I will go live and sew it together. Okay, and then we'll talk about the pieces. But that video is up. The part 1. It says scrub top. And I think you can see me do everything. It wasn't live. It was recorded. So I am going to record myself doing the cutting and everything. But y'all don't want to be here watching me cut that out. I promise you. Okay. It'll probably take about 20 minutes just to cut one piece out. Okay. By the time I line it up, get it everything, make sure, before I cut, I'm going to measure and make sure. And then I'm going to end up going around it real slowly. Okay. My mat is warped. I'm not sure if y'all can see that. You know how much this mat cost? Oh my goodness. I come down, I haven't used it in so long, but I know one side is warped and I did it. That side. Maybe. That side is warped because I ended up ironing. Even though I used a mat, an iron mat, it didn't matter. The heat still absorbed and went into the mat. And it's warped. I thought I switched them around. Maybe I didn't. Because I'm wondering if I didn't switch it around, why is this side warped? I don't know. Maybe. I'll look. But it's warped right there. This is like $100 mat. It wasn't $100 then, but it is $100 now, okay? But then it was like $60, $70. I know this thing's about $100 now. Okay? I can't afford no $100 for no mat, baby. Okay? No. Especially one that I don't rarely use like that. I do have another mat. I have a couple other mats. Okay.